the place to be.
I like to introduce myself. My name is
And it goes a little something like this.
Going way back to the early days.
Way back in the days when hip-hop began.
For all the pioneers, I'm going way back.
Hear the story again and again of how it all got started way back when.
Listen to this, just listen to this, just listen to this, just listen to this.
Hello. Sabine the Bee. And you are listening to the Pioneers Show.
This is Sire from the gutter style. Real beats plus real rhyme equals the Pioneers Hip Hop Show with my man Whirlwind D on Kane FM.
Whirlwind D on
Yo, this is Phil Most Chill, still out to kill. And you are listening to the Pioneers Hip Hop Show, presented by Whirlwind D on Kane FM. Get busy, get lost.
Now we are ready if you are ready.
Welcome to this month's Pioneers Hip Hop Show on Kane 103.7 FM. Big shout out to our live listeners on the FM dial or via the Kane FM website at www.kanefm.com. And of course, massive props to my YouTube crew, catching the show complete with pictures of all the records we play on the Whirlwind D YouTube channel. As usual, a massive thank you to Disorder for the last 2 hours of Dub Chronicles Flavour. For those of you new to the show, each month we focus on an aspect of hip-hop history, sharing the stories and the tales, as well as playing the essential records of the time. Now, a few months ago we started our Hip Hop at 50 series, where we are focusing on individual years, selecting 2 killer cuts from each month in the year as taken from the Groove Records sales charts, and most importantly, sharing the news and the stories of the time, as well as of course those chart positions. So far we've covered 1986 and 1987, and this month we look at another vintage year, 1988. In previous shows, we've covered everything from legendary pioneers such as No Sleep Nigel and Connecticut's Mr. Magic to iconic collectives such as the Juice Crew All-Stars, as well as regional foci like Philly, New Jersey and Knots in the UK. On tonight's show, as I say, we're going to continue our Hip Hop at 50 theme, and we're focusing on the year 1988, which was another amazing year for the culture and regarded by some as the quintessential year for hip hop, with groundbreaking albums from the likes of Public Enemy, Ultramagnetic, EPMD, Big Daddy Kane, Slick Rick, and many, many more. Now, before I delve back into the mechanics of the show, I must once again preface the show by acknowledging the fact that the very idea that hip-hop music is approaching its 50th is problematic for a whole range of issues, which I'm not going to explore here, but instead use it as an opportunity to celebrate our culture year by year. Now, as always, the show will predominantly focus on the music, which of course is only part of hip-hop culture. So as we mentioned before, the idea of this mini-series is to take a year in hip-hop and go on a journey from January to December, tracing some of the records that define those months. We base our choices on this particular show on chart selections from the legendary Groove Hip Hop Sales Chart, as well as some charts taken from blues and soul, as well as soul underground towards the end of the year, to give those choices that we make credibility and also to place them chronologically. Now that chart, at least the Groove chart, as well as the Blues and Soul Underground chart, which were also derived from sales at Groove Records, were the leading charts at the time for hip hop in the UK. Finally, before we jump back into it and January 1988, it's worth noting that we'll play 2 tracks from the charts generally each month, and we'll only ever play 1 track from a particular artist, which gives us 24 tracks in total, and that of course means I can't include everyone and everything. We'll also, as per usual, share some facts, some history, and some of those important tales along the way. Now, for the purposes of this particular show, we'll be focusing more on underground releases in 1988, equally dope, because unfortunately many of the very big players in 1988, for example Run DMC, Public Enemy, Schoolie D, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, I could go on, have current publishing that means we can't upload any of that music to YouTube. And although we are a licensed FM station, so we can play it on the FM dial, half of our audience are YouTube based. So in order to reduce us losing bits of the show, I thought let's just take a more underground focus. And let's face it, the underground music in 88 was incredible too. We will, however, in some cases include different versions, rare remixes from some of those big artists so that we can fit in some of those tracks and talk about some of those influential groups. And we will, of course, talk about them lots. Disclaimer over. Okay, without further ado, let's jump straight into January 1988 and an early number one from the 23rd of January 1988 from an artist who was quickly becoming the new king of the Juice Crew All-Stars, the incredible Big Daddy Kane and Raw.
Here it comes. Yo, G, why don't you put your eyes where my joint is so you can see where I'm...
I'm coming for you. Intro, I start to go. My rhymes will flow slow. Get up and dance, cause Kane said so. If you were lounging around, it's time to get up. Pardon my expression, but I'ma tear it up. I'll appear right here, scared dear. A mere musketeer that would get a compare. I do declare, getting busy is where it's at. But what you're saying, you wouldn't get a point for that. Cause you're a featherweight, and your rhymes you carry light. But I drop bass just like Barry White. So how could you think that you pose a threat? You say you're rocking, how many shows you get? Where your vocals go local on the MIC. Mine's go a great distance like AT&T. I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. Nothing you can do to this. Around with Kane and come out black and blue for this. So, yo, go for what you know. I touch the bait so I can humiliate. We can go rhyme for rhyme, word for word, verse for verse. Get you a nurse, too late. Get you a hearse to take you to your burial ground. Because the Big Daddy Kane always throws down correct. I get respect, I'm out to collect cash money. But that's another subject. My rhymes are so doping, the rappers be hoping to sound like me so soon. I'll have to open a school of them seeing. For those who wanna be in my field in court, then again on second thought, the MCs coming out sounding so similar. It's quite confusing for you to remember the originator. And boy do I hate a perpetrator, but I'm much greater. I'm a number one, second to none. A sufficient title for me would be champion of any event in which I present fresh lyrics. You hear it and mark it excellent, very exquisite and explicit, extraordinaire. So what is it? Nothing but the finest, your supreme highness. Out to diminish, delete, and minus all rappers that's inferior. Play in my area, rhymes I recite will make them deteriorate. I wait and just get this straight. To compete I will defeat and totally humiliate all imitation with a combination of rhymes more deadlier than Freddy or Jason. I'll be on you like Robert Tussle on a court. If you know like I know, you step the hell off. On a peaceful leave, give me space to breathe. The way I be rocking, you wouldn't believe. I'm athletic, energetic, the rhymes are poetic. I'm where others are pathetic, my style is kinesthetic. Innovator, dominator, rhyme creator. My rhymes are food for your body, now allow me to cater. Cause I'm the rapper's idol and my title is so vital. MCs trying to take it, results are homicidal. All MCs trying to handle me, all led to misfortune and calamity. So the whom it make a stern, please try and learn to in a battle with the Kane, you just get burned. Cause I'm a slayer, rhyme slayer, that's out to kill. Progress manifest, drop science and bill. And any rapper trying to stop me from coming through like Shaka Khan, I feel for you. Destruction and corruption is what will occur. Much damage being done as I injure. And when I get through rocking the mic like this, you'll have to thank the God Almighty if it still exists. Like that, y'all, it's like that, y'all. And when my valleys run down, I get tapped, y'all. So Kool G Rap, my mellow, my man, get on the mic with the gangster plan. This little note is like a formula, the antidote. For copycatters, I quote the one on deep throat. Lyrics that I wrote, placed upon a beat so neat. Orchestras and bands can't compete or compare, or even come near to this here. This is a mere affair, you just stare and care. Crystal clear to your ear, perhaps the rappers are up there. To me, they're just Hollywood squares. Music I create rotates on a plate, and I know some people hate me because I'm great. Got a lot of females, cause my records make sales, while the others wanna suffer going slow in the snails. If this shows the bros are so-called bros, also enemies and foes. The G Rap for only zeros,
It's not heroes, they're fractions. Minus the action, I'm satisfaction. Also the brain of the main attraction. I'm not mixed with any studio tricks. No special effects, like you see in the flicks. I'm dramatic, so there you have it. I'm fantastic. Competitors are plastic, stretch them like elastic. Then grab the microphone and create a relaxing tone, like a saxophone. If you don't like it, then use the exit. The hell with it. I'm Kool G Rap and I made it. I did it. Mission completed. Suckers up defeated. I sweat it and beat it, but yet I succeeded. So please be aware that this is a war. If the shoe fits, wear it, 'cause that's what it's made for. My metaphor's excellent, yours are poor. My literature will score more for sure. The preacher, feature, searcher, preacher, teacher. Interrupter, capture, rapture, reacher. Musical master, rhyme reacts as a brain that has a knowledge of NASA. You're just a kid cat, small as a big cat, but I'm a big Mac, 'cause I'm G-Rap, well equipped with a hip-hop lip. My memory bank is like a microchip. My bass to give the shape of an earthquake. It'll make you sucker if you wanna jump in the lake. 'Cause I'm murder, comma, side, comma, crush, kill, destroy with excitement, drama, speaker, sound speaker. You become weaker. My art is a smoker, your material is mediocre. The rap Olympia, devastate the area. I'm getting brainier, lyrical mania, power source, energy and force. Your head boss will need red force. Become one or two, several, a few, doubles, couples, and I cripple or triples, huh? You can't handle it, none or any, one or many. Some or plenty, 'cause I'm not a stranger, just a rhyme arranger. Highly explosive, keep out danger. Packing G's, why you try to beat me? But for these MCs, I call them the wannabe G's. What I write is in the smoking section. Here's an injection of rap perfection. So what the heck, you select my dialect. Next man's cassette, you don't reject and eject. 'Cause I can use a technique, modern or antique. Beats never repeat, to you that I can't speak totally, properly. But rappers wanna copy me. This takes strategy, just like Monopoly. Figure it out, Kool G Rap is about making armies. The crews look like Girl Scouts. Plus when I start rapping, I keep the people clapping. Suckers that be yapping don't think that this can happen.
103.7 Kane FM.
Number one MC in London town. My name is MC Crazy Naughty, just about to drop in style and fashion. In respect to my man DJ Fingers for being the best DJ. To my man Evil Ed, check him out. To the man Andy Shaw, keep him fly. To the man he learns cooler than ever could be. Back, yeah, back on track. You know what I'm saying? The music makers. The Sindecut, making sure you know how we keep it live. Style, that's what you came here for. Don't be ashamed because you have to pay for the privilege of watching the finest. Make big companies come to sign us. The king jammers, send in proposals through your forces. Got a black horses to the jam to see us in action. Couldn't wait for the rap like attraction. We give to all sightseers. Tissue by the ready cause you're gonna shed tears. Foot free like a fox on the run. Right to the gun but it's just for bums who come to the jam to try and distress. Think about it boy cause we're too fresh. When it comes to seeing who's better, up and on stage we'll proclaim you as setter. Monkey ass niggas can't you get it straight? We're just too great to take or make. You thought to stay but your posse said hey, why hang around for us to get slain? Powerful, proclaim number one. Loved by fam, not a prodigal son. Making history like a favorite book mystery. Many young ladies wanna hug and kiss me. Proud to say you ain't heard nothing. Sticking to my culture like a prison ragamuffin. Cause I told you before, but it's if you weren't listening. Check the news flash, Sindecut's kicking. Fabulous, that's what the papers say. Like having fun, but still get paid. The feeling's good, the fame's well due. Make a complaint and we might just sue. The life ball, when manners are needed. If we play tennis, you know we proceeded at number one. Without hesitation, cause it's our creation and your frustration. Well, that's fine, you never had the time, so now you decline. Take a listen to the rhyme. I love what I do and you love it too. But better get busy when I tell you to. So don't stand there, think you well smart. Making at your point, but you wanna take part in this tune that can't consume. All you really need is a bit of room. Things never distorted, rhymes well sorted. Like a princess just about to be recorded. There's no need to be imported. British and proud, but never be taunted. The fact is a fact, we do it like that. You raise your hat to the man in the back. Incredible, he's more than hated, but in your heart
103.7 FM.
Right about now, we're gonna get into something a little dope. But before we get into something dope, I wanna know all your homeboys out there ready to play the game? Yeah! Fly girls out there, do you know how to play the game? Yeah! Party people, do we need any rules for this game? No! So let's play! Well, I'm Levi. 167, girl stupid and trooping because this party is hooping. You see, I do not fry because I like to broil. MC competition that makes my blood boil. Just lurking, searching to create the version while I'm up on stage, operating like a surgeon, coming out your face for no apparent reason. Styling in the gym, what you get is out of season. Let the fact remain as an artist I reign. I'm trying to gain a rep off, it's not just someone's rope chain. I teach the lesson, people they scare pressing. Cause when this jam is thoroughly rocked, I leave a good impression. Make no exceptions for the patchy is the section to come up with the dope entertainer to rock this jam session. This is the game, and my auto punch for fame. Party people in the house was my name. Levi 167. You think it's hard work for me? Over blood and some tea, I write the dope lyrics easily. See how I've arrived to rock your live. Growing up on many discos in a dope joint 505. Just an individual and rap, not a musical. Providing dope rhymes and beats to rock as usual. Slaying the hit list, only suckers get this. My job's to rock, so come on and let's do this. Been mama since a kid, Pomona in the dread. North New York is where we live, and now I've come to give a concept that'll relax your mind like a mild sedative. Calm, not loud in a rage, just slow kicking rhythm, keep your moving for days. Something new I get to you, and your posture to dance to. Title of the cut, something fresh to swing to. Even K arrested, ICU will say respect is due to Levi 167. Rocking for the moment, taking out opponents, writing down the dope rhymes while I'm snacking on milk and donuts. When in conversation with the opposite sex, I always seem to think of what can happen next. I seem to see myself as an MC professor. Never take lesson from a lady, so I test her. Not to really find out how quick I undress her, but find out what it takes for Levi to impress her. After she's impressed, like a damsel in distress, I seem to ask her whereabouts of her address. If she tells me that I'm on, if she doesn't, then I'm gone. But what I have to say is, see, it has to go before. As I Levi, a self-conscious person, never fouling rhymes cause I write and rehearse them. Written and perfected, corrected and wrote. The more of the story is I think fly girls are dope.
Kane FM.
Oh yeah, 1, 2 in the place to be. On the MIC is me, so I call the DFC, and I get busy. In front of me on the 1 and 2, you have the Jazz look up provider just doing the do. Also in the house, you have Melcorn and Jazzy G, and this is Holy War, and I get busy like this. Let's walk this dog, Jazza. Supreme wisdom is what I give them, just to kill. It's how I'm living. I'm Sir I, the God on the microphone. Let me show you why the stage is my throne. Intelligent, individual with intellect. Watch me pick up the microphone and wreck you and your homeboys too. Your gang posse group or the whole damn crew. I'll do it casual, I'll come classical. Let's be rational, it's all actual. The laws of nature allows me to do this. So do the knowledge and watch me just prove this. You make a record is what I am making. Guinness Book of Records is what I am breaking. My energy is flowing and it's causing sparks of fiction. I am called a scientist and you are science fiction. So just listen to the light that I'm shining. The wisdom that I'm speaking are the words that are rhyming. The bars of rhyme, divine force gets busy. Make you hit by hop or get dizzy. Make you snap your fingers or wiggle. Scream, shout, or laugh or just giggle. Get that body, party that body. Don't post with me, you feel sorry. That's word, I'm not the herd. Understand what I'm saying? Observe the power, strength, divine force is pushing. Off the faces, divine force is mushing. There now, you see, that's why I'm Sir, I supreme. I see the geyser, you can't die. Holy war. You know what I'm saying? Just do it every day. Routine, that's how we get busy. I get busy and small thing. Yo, but this battle just began, and we gonna win this war. So Jazza, let's walk this door. Time flows constantly the way time flows. 24/07, Sir, I shows outstanding competition. The greatness of my triumph. My techniques are invincible, so why even triumph? I am rewarding myself with this funky fresh masterpiece you put on the shelf. However, suckers, the topic is the victim. You wanna be victorious, you have to know your history. Science, mathematics, literature's a blessing. History is great, but defeat is the lesson. Guessing how dare you? Writing's even worse. Time invested into this. Write it and I'll hurt you in the battle of which the great against the greatest. I'm a genius at heart, you know. That's why I say this. I feel the power being better than someone find a new kind of sport. Let me tell you how I want, son. I'm trying to help, not dismiss Mr. Doctor, lawyer, politician, judge, brother, sister. So listen to me, people. I won't break. I'm flexible, so I so fly, no lie. This guy's edible. Damn, my man, come back. Where are you going? This is the part where I will start showing. Beautiful rap on wax, that's like magical. Never can be whack or lack or act radical. As I grow, I flow with versatility. Stick to this beat and practice my agility. That's why I didn't pause on this beat at all. Notice my style have changed, y'all. No, that was expected. For years you had neglected. This is my style, so you might as well accept it. Now or never, not tomorrow or later. With mics or guns, we can see who is greater. I'm a warrior. From Medina, that is Brooklyn. If you ever try to diss me, what is boy, your head is crooked. I've done killed devils, mutilated snakes. Shot my own brother cause he caught me a pregnant maniac. A murderer, crazy. If that's the case, then why do they praise me? My loved ones, my girlfriend, my family. This part of me, believe me, you'll never see again. Friend, enemy, cousin, you have to forgive me for this here sins. But mom, I'm tired and fed of their bull. Let's get the vests, the Uzis and you. That's right, Dad, I'm at the point I don't give a I'll bring my grenades, some grenades, and let's blow them up. Oh yeah, holy war. Get busy. Pace.
Yeah, what's going on, party people? It's your boy, Mikey D of the LA Posse and Main Source, and now I represent elements of hip-hop. So right now, you're tuned in to the Pioneers Hip-Hop Show with my man, DJ Whirlwind D. Come on, y'all, keep it locked, man. This is where real hip-hop lives.
Welcome back to the Pioneers Hip Hop Show on Kane 103.7 FM. If you've just joined us tonight, it's all about 1988. We are playing a selection of dope jams from January to December, as well as sharing some of the key news events of the year. Now, before we get back into the 1988 music and news, of course, hold tight for the end of the show because we have a serious selection of brand new freshness from the likes of my man Michael Parkinson, MC Kells, Habitat 617 of the Heavy Links crew, King Kashmir and Atmosphere. Okay, so first up, we played one of my favourite records of all time, which was #1 in the Groove Hip Hop Sales Chart on the 23rd of January, and of course actually released at the tail end of 1987. Now that track was ruled by Big Daddy Kane, and we actually played the live version with Kool G Rap featured in it, in the hope that it won't get removed when we move the show onto YouTube, as I couldn't really have an 88 show without Big Daddy Kane. And of course there was that cheeky little version with Kool G Rap on in that I thought I could put in there instead. From there we moved into some UK heat from MC Crazy Noddy and his crew, credited as the Sindecut Posse, and their late 1987 debut Syndicut's Kickin, which appeared on the Bad, meaning good of course, compilation, which was at number 3 on the 3rd of January 1988. We then flipped over stateside for Levi 167's only solo record on B-Boy Records, Something Fresh to Swing To, which stood at number 2 on the 13th of February. Now Levi, of course, was an original member of Scott La Rock and the Celebrity 3, as well as 1241, but wouldn't go on to be a member of Boogie Down Productions. That said, he of course remained affiliated and dropped his one and only solo release, which we just heard on B-Boy Records. Now for our final cut, we move to the 27th of February and the number 12 track, Holy War by Divine Force, which of course featured Sir Ibu. Such a classic jam that. So as we touched upon last time with our 1987 show, hip-hop was on its meteoric rise by this time. Whilst US acts such as Eric B and Rakim, Public Enemy and LL Cool J were enjoying mainstream chart success in the US and UK and were now affiliated with major labels such as MCA and CBS, UK acts were also enjoying a resurgence. Derek B was making mainstream waves on the UK's new leading light label Music of Life. Check out our previous show for a Music of Life history special, that's over on the Whirlwind D YouTube channel. The She Rockers, also on Music of Life, were working with Professor Griff of Public Enemy, and new club nights such as Chic at Le Palais were popping up and promoting UK crews like the Cookie Crew and Asher D and Daddy Freddy. Now after the lull in UK hip-hop output between mid-86 and mid-87, things were really beginning to accelerate. At the same time, many of the most successful artists from the 86-87 era were now signed to large labels like Jive and regularly touring, as well as having their albums simultaneously released on UK pressings on this side of the pond. Artists like Boogie Down Productions, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Schoolie D, Steady B, and many, many more. So let's get back into the 1988 action and the month of March.
And beefing, I'll add the flavor so you can sink your teeth in. 3 beats are bitter, that's why I got rid of some crews, but that's old news, now I'm with her. Heavy bunch of hardcore, staring up an encore. Grab the Dom Perignon and pour a glass for yourself and one so I can sip on. Walk on the stage and put a no-slip grip on the mic and hug it tight, say your rhyme and you'll bite. Cause I feel like rocking to the beat all night, that's right. But I'm not quite through with this. It's kinda hard to stop since I'm new to this thing called rapping. It's got me hooked, too strung out. If you can imagine it took some friends of mine who took time to be critics, to stop, listen and learn the man did it. Work cause I'm working out to the utmost. To get a close up, you gotta move up close. The feel the full effect and you'll dance and wave up. Hands to the man who's kicking the flavor.
I'ma have to save her. Apart from a DJ, because he gave her 110% and then styles and then holes into pros, cause I'm dominant. If you figure to win, you'll be hexed with an upset. Or Latee with enough breath. Sorry that I stepped off beat, I'm entitled to one, but the rest will come sweet, cause I got flavor, more than a lifesaver. And on the fader, this beat's creator is DJ Mark. He'll always amaze me. Try to diss him, you'll be pushing up daisies. Exclusively designed for the musically inclined. Go ahead and get off his tip and get on mine. Cause the DJ without a rapper can't keep the joint jumping, can only keep the feet tappers happy. But I know what your choice is, to hear every dope beat with dope voices.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
you're listening to Kane 103.7 FM.
Northside, the Northside, the Northside, the Northside.
1, 2, 1, 2 in the place to be. If you didn't know before, Mike J and Demon D, dominating MCs from 88, not 83. Got my homeboy DJ Devastate, cause it's goddamn great. Cat it up, homeboy, cat it up.
Ain't it good to you? Ain't it good to you?
This is the Northside posse, Demon D on the stand. Man, hot up the microphone, put it in my hand, understand? Damn, my posse's in effect, don't fret. Grab the mic and rock it correct. Cause I'm bolder, I'm stronger, longer, and better. Forever, together, Northside is together. Pumping and pushing at the bass, at a pace. No more to race, so chase, listen to my case. And listen real close, most of the baddest MCs, system toast from coast to coast. Like me, from the Northside posse. Who quanta find it, tempatone unity. Rocking and sticking and rigging, or even jigging while I'm moving to the music. I'm riding the rhythm. Demon, M.I.J. MC for 88 to the break of day. No fooling, just ruling from the old to new schooling. Relaxing and maxing, just stone cold cooling. Combination for the nation to devour, not sour. One DJ the fourth and two rappers the power.
Ain't it good to you? The Northside. Ain't it good to you? The Northside. The Northside.
North, south, east and west. The north side's kicking, but I must confess that the people are equal from the west and east and south. So I'll say peace, but undercover you'll discover that the crew I'm with, we illustrate. And that's how we live. I improve every move, never make a mistake. Demon D's my foreign partner, I'll call him my mate. In 85 we were small, but it's different now. I hear you asking me why, and asking me how. Cause it's a fact on a stack, Demon boys ain't whack. The first choice voice is the way I rap. I'm the incredible Big Mike J, I'm never lettable or edible. I rap this way, I tell you facts, you relax, then you get on down to the grooving that I'm moving, never hanging a frown. Oh yes, with the Northside boys, devastating is creating all the cutting noise. So when you give us respect, then I'll chill. If you don't understand, you're just an imbecile. To get killed, to get slaughtered, the word that you heard, you nerd, ain't out of order. Understand? My right hand man is Demon D. Sit up on top of the rhythm with originality. The doors start to rumble and tumble on the hinger. I'm nicking and tricking and kicking like a ninja. For long, I prolong, and my rap is strong. I get along, large like King Kong.
Ain't it good to you? The Northside. The Northside. Ain't it good to you? The Northside. The Northside.
Yo, my DJ Devastate, yes I have to say he's great. Making history on slate for the cuts he creates. Never hesitate, never cut late. Cutting never old, always cutting in date. Going on for long, cause I got a lot of saying from the Demon Boy crew, and I'm here to stay. No bragging, or frontin', just tell you all so I'm making my words heard. And your brain I'm rocking, the bass is kicking, not ego tripping. South, east, west, we're kicking. The special dedication to my man Spike T. That special dedication to my man Brian B. That special dedication to the South Side posse and the east, the west, the north, which is me. So now you gotta mention, just get off my back and give you more knowledge and give you more fact about the crew on the stack, devastating the whack. The Northside posse and the Northside pack, going on, and the rhythm is tough. The shout with me, the Northside is rough. Don't say I'm inferior, but say I'm getting wearier. Just come into my area, try the night, it's scarier. Northside, big in 88, going on forever, devastate, demonstrate.
Ain't it good to you?
You're listening to the sounds of Kane 103.7 FM.
a death rhyme to this earthquake-based cause. It's very likely, you know what I'm saying. First I say 1, 2, and then start laying my rhymes down like a building constructor. You wanna take me over, boy? I would love to grab the microphone and keep the place hopping. My rhymes designed exclusively for body rocking. So, excuse me, I forgot to introduce my DJ on the mix, who will always produce. Yes, the super dope custom back me up as a rhyme. Hands moving so fast, it'll make you blind. If you wanna play rough, it's your ass heel stuff. And after just one cut, you will scream enough cause. As you can see, we're forming perfect duet. Me on the mic, Kev on the set. We'll never be stopped, and never be taken. Cause when it's our turn, crews start shaking with fear. For us, cause we're fresh fly fellas. Don't need to front, cause you know your job. We're unstoppable duo, you understand? So won't you just chill and listen to the man. I'm a terrorist, taking over your city, leaving none standing and taking no pity. My rhymes are to the point and always to the letter. You say something good, boy, I say something better. I'm never out of style, always in high fashion. Suckers out of line and suckers I'm crashing. Based on documentary, the straight up truth is a definite must that I get loose. Cause if I don't, the people start doubting my style on the mic to be deaf without shouting. Let my rhymes flow smooth like water in the lake and let the people stay jumping cause they can't wait to hear what I say next. I'm a written text. I never make mistakes, always come correct cause I'm highly regarded. Once I get started, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 gets retarded. Got a gangster limp, but I'm not no pimp. I draw attention like the Goodyear blimp. They said it can't be done, but I came to show it. They said you can't be fly and also a poet. To be taken out, I'll be damned. So grab your pen and pad and listen to the man.
Kane FM.
This court is in session. This court is in session. It's time to put those other jams high on the shelf. Cause when I'm through, you'll want no one else or their jams. You know who I am, it's me again. Yes, the man named Grand. With a different style, a more different approach. Folks call me the coach of this trade, who is leading a raid against punks who now are getting sprayed by the tidal wave that I brought out. Other crews are sought out and then starved out, doused. Trapped like a mouse, if you cannot top this jam, well then shut your mouth. This entourage will barrage all in the way until we're in charge of this profession. This trade, the court is in session, and all punks will be saying. This court is in session. I'm not concerned with titles. I don't care about boroughs. Any stand in the way will be waxed but thorough. Do you know what I mean? But just for the record, I don't come from Queens. I come from a place where we serve superb. Refuse to learn, your head will fly like a bird. Understand these things, I come from Brooklyn, the only county of kings. Not alone, this is a three-man sound. That's right, boys, we wear the triple crown. Share and share alike, cause while I rock the mic, Kenny Dope and DJ Boo will serve the cuts that bite. All others to pieces, eat them like Reese's, or fold them up in creases. This ain't a figure of expression, it's aggression, because the court is in session. This court is in session.
Hey yo, with the deal, this is Oxygen from Strong Island, representing the Vinyl Veterans crew, and you checking out the Pioneers of Hip Hop show with my mellow Whirlwind D on Kane 103.7 FM.
Yo, D, I was just messing with this beat in the lab, and I thought, you know what? Let me just pass him this beat, rock 32 bars straight, and we're gone. What are you saying?
Tonight is all about 1988 and we're running through the year via entries from the Groove Records sales chart, and later on in the show also the Blues and Soul hip hop chart, and of course sharing a few of those key tales and stories along the way. So we find ourselves in March 1988 when Talk of the Town was the upcoming Cold Chillin' World Tour. Speaking of live gigs, and just for a second, fast forwarding to the present day, I must mention our most recent gig in Brighton, supporting the Far Side a few weeks ago. The Far Side were of course brilliant, and the Brighton crowd at Shoosh were fantastic. Massive thanks to everyone who made that night what it was. Myself specific and MC Oliver Twist thoroughly enjoyed rocking and performing, and of course supporting the legendary Far Side crew. Special mention also to my man Ricky also for the footage, which you can check out on the Whirlwind D YouTube channel. Okay, back to 1988 and the legendary Juice Crew. So by 1988, Mr. Magic and Marley Marl's Juice Crew were very much part of the Warner Brothers machine, and Kool G Rap and Kane had emerged alongside Roxanne Shante as the new Kings of the Juice, which of course had been a spot formerly held by MC Shan. Now in March 1988, with the Juice Crew very much following in the footsteps of Rush and Def Jam, and debut albums by Biz Markie and soon Big Daddy Kane on everybody's lips, it comes as no surprise that all talk was of the upcoming Cold Chillin' World Tour. In fact, I remember the tour well, having been lucky enough to go to the Brixton Academy show on the 4th of April, one of my favourite gigs ever. Seeing DJ Polo, Marley Marl, Kool V and Mr. C cutting up together at the start of the show was something to behold, and of course Kane, Shan, G-Rap, Biz and Shante absolutely wrecked shop. Okay, let's get back to the music, and first up we played the amazing #1 spot from the 19th of March by Latee and produced by DJ Mark the 45 King. That track was of course This Cut's Got Flavour. What an incredible debut. Check out our Flavour unit show for more on the 45 King. Sticking with debuts for a hot minute, we then moved to North London's Demon Boyz and their incredible debut single Northside. They did of course have a track featured previously in 1987 on the Hard As Hell compilation called This Is a Jam. Prior to this, like a few other UK rappers such as Silver Bullet, the Demon Boyz got their break by winning the rap lines on Dave Pearce's A Fresh Start to the Week. In fact, a young Whirlwind D also featured on the rap lines and got through to a final on a show, I think sometime in 1989. I mention this in the hope that someone out there has a recording, as I don't have it anymore. The topic was when Cash Money got into a fight, and the eventual winner I think was someone called Jalay from Shepherd's Bush, but I was one of the finalists that were played on the show. Hit me up if you have a recording that, I would love to hear it. I would be eternally grateful. We then moved into a Paul C classic, Kevy Kev and AKB's Listen to the Man, which stood at number 16 on the 2nd of April, and finally moved to the Todd Terry and Kenny Dope produced monster that is Courts in Session by Chaos. What a slamming album. That was number 6 on the 16th of April, and quite an expensive record in these days market. Okay, we're going to move into May next. Next up, it's the Raw Dope Posse.
We're gonna do a song that you never heard before.
Cold chillin' with the Raw Dope Posse in effect, straight to the dome. You got the man King Supreme on a drum computer, the king of the beat. Supreme is on the beats, guaranteed to excite. If I'm willing, I might let my words invite you to listen, look, learn, comprehend the continuous cut that my DJ will send. The man, Gusto, on the scratch and cut. He's the only one capable to cut. To accumulate data collected from the brain and increase quantities. Liquid compounds and organic synthesis. Supreme makes the sound to alert the adolescent, boisterous turbulence, and detect the measurements. Seen as mortal life, which is known as planet Earth, a place where the humans live. Influenced by a group and a common source, will raise altitudes to 1,000 feet. Yo, all you suckers, Supreme is on the beats. Listen to my turbo. Understand? subject matter of the 80s. Kid Gusto. Independent control, reacting and developing automated beats. Difficult to analyze, real complicated. Suckers perpetrate it, try to duplicate it. Don't you just hate it? Formed by a phrase set to dominate. Supreme is our ruler, ready to annihilate a dynamic state of balance. Mobilized, marked by eloquence, embarked by elusive, hard to comprehend combination mechanism operating individual rules. Conceive a supreme mathematical means. Calculate electronics does not compute. Elaborate metaphor, sudden impact. Detonate like a bomb destruction. Mutilate radically to a negative beam. Opposed originating makes it obsolete. Listen to my turbo. Understand? Kid Gusto, work the crossfade or the strength. Show 'em what time it is. Listen to my turbo. Change the beats.
103.7 Kane FM.
Lyrics so hard they will make you chill. No one on earth does serve fresh feel. I'm down with anybody that does breathe air. The title of the new hard gym is Severe. Severe. Picky party people pick the lyrics absurd. The funky beats and hard verbs are what the people prefer. The motivation is here, the stimulation is clear. The concept is so hard, we had to call it severe. Now critical, let's lead, and I'm the worst proceed. I do the funky mix and make the DJ bleed. The general's also go get it, cause the freshest done said it. If there's a party around here, then that's the way that I'm headed. Because I unite the words I write, insert them in your body, make your head feel light. The sir is here to make you cheer. The title of the new hard gym is Severe. Never neglected, but well respected. You know I'm protected, cause I'm down with Majestic. My rhymes you can't fight, they're just too hype. You treat your girl wrong, and sir will treat your girl right. I won't perish, my rhymes I cherish. Breakfast in London and dinner in Paris. I am more than just great, a combination of talent. I guess that is my fate, and that's what made me so gallant. No one can ever surpass the service strictly for class. No matter where's the gym, my music always will blast. My clothes are purchased uptown, and I like is what red. I don't carry a gun, but a nuclear warhead. Now, sweetheart, tell me what I am. What am I? When I perform, people clap, and my DJ is strapped. I am rebel of people, cause I'm the rebel of rap. My microphone is pure gold, and when I rap, it will glow. I see a girl that I like, I roll her with my lasso. I am so fresh to fantastic, get my rhymes are too mad. To get it is my fortune, to go down on black glass. They got for collecting data, to create such a masterpiece. My skill is shown with the rhythm that I release. It can't stop, the dope is unlocked. You're inside the party, and your body will rock. The sir is here to make you cheer. The title of the new hard gym is Severe. When I dress, I come fresh, and girls are always impressed. They look at me and say, damn, you got the gear on this flat. Some people just as they try it, then they try to deny it. Cause when they see me alone, they ask me where did I buy it. Take them straight to the store, the clothes are always assorted. But when we get there, guess what? You know they still can't afford it. So say what you wish, when the service okay. You're not a flyer, you don't never been a one anyway. I own a hotel in Mars, a house that flow through the stars. For restaurants in Paris, not to mention sports cars. I'm claiming all of this mine. For week I'm seasoning torch on my DJ ass 100, but in the trunk of his Porsche. My identity is growing, my skill I'm showing, blowing others away. Because it's my rhythm that is flowing. Can't compare yourself to me, it's impossible, remarkable. Because the service just unstoppable. I am a rapping musician, and in addition, I'm doing things that other guys are only wishing. The service here, the gym is severe. I like to make it clear, I make more money, and we're showing most guys making. Yeah.
103.7 FM.
Kane FM.
Three, two, one, yo, this is going out to those who should be listening. Believe that. Feeling the pressure of what I'm giving to you. I'm a professor, call me the greater guru. Brand new, it's true. You're through, we achieved. Believe I'll leave you naked, like Adam and Eve.
I like a preacher, God speak the truth on the pulpit.
I can make you break, you faker. You have to forfeit.
Get off it, you missed it, cuz, hey yo.
Fast and slow, I'm good to go. I rock the show, and don't you know I can groove and I will prove my voice is smooth. The rhymes ooze
on out like red hot lava.
Tough like the fade that you got from the Bible. So go on it, on, and it beat up be perpetual.
My gang is Dylan,
and we can bet you will see that realistically, when I'm on the mic, I'm the way to be.
I pay my dues and I choose to rock wherever we're at.
Yo, you know we can't lose,
so believe that.
Believe that.
politician with the great campaign.
We bring the MCs to submission who don't maintain, because sometimes the rhymes, man, can get so intricate. I get certificates to prove I am terrific at
rocking the party and keeping it live.
And like a diamond, I'm forever on weak MCs I thrive.
I'm a greater educator, rap crusader.
I'll evade you till I've made you. Beg me to save you when the other MCs try to move you too close. We're gonna change, rearrange, disappear like a ghost, then materialize right before his eyes. And
he'll be sleeping, we be beating.
Cause I'm a wise, tantalizing, hypnotizer. You know it's like that?
Gangsters kick it off.
So believe that. Believe that.
For forever, yeah. Right now, I'm out of England, fresh out of Ghana, listening to the Pioneers of Hip Hop show on the Kane FM with a man like Whirlwind D and a man like DJ Miracles Skane.
Welcome back to the Pioneers Hip Hop Show on Kane 103.7 FM. If you've just joined us tonight, it's all about 1988. We are playing a selection of jams running from January 1988 all the way to December and sharing some of those key stories along the way. Don't forget you can catch our previous shows on the Whirlwind D YouTube. Big thanks for all the comments and likes. We hugely appreciate it. So we find ourselves at the end of April 1988, moving towards May, and the first cut you heard was number 5 on the 30th of April 1988. That was Listen to My Turbo by the Raw Dope Posse on Show Jazz Records. From there we moved into the 4th single from Sir Fresh and DJ Critical, who were down with Hank Love and the Majestic Productions crew. In fact, thinking about it, I seem to remember that both Severe and DJ Critical, as well as the Raw Dope Posse, were included on Street Sounds Hip Hop 21. Two underground beauties for sure. Up next was another brilliant UK debut, this time Hijack's seminal Star Wars. This period really marked a change of gears for Music of Life. While they had had lots of success at the tail end of 87 with Derek B and of course a few other acts such as Asher D and Daddy Freddy, as we moved towards mid-88, Music of Life was becoming the home of UK hip-hop with the She-Rockers, MC Duke, the Demon Boys and Hijack amongst others, firmly waving the flag, but most importantly creating their own original distinct sound. And that's not to say other crews outside of Music of Life weren't doing that, because of course they were. We had certainly entered another UK golden age for hip-hop, in my opinion. Now, going back to the track that we played and Hijack for a moment, they had of course got their signing to Music of Life, having won a rap competition hosted by Tim Westwood at White City, where Comanche Sly, formerly known as MC Ron, had famously thrown the £50 prize into the crowd, stating that it was about the art and not the money. Love those sentiments. Derek B, who was one of the judges, signed the crew on the spot, and of course Hijack would go on to have a massive influence in both the UK and US, later signing to Ice-T's Rhyme Syndicate and influencing luminaries such as Q-Bert. Finally, we moved over to Boston and the number 8 sound on the 28th of May from Gangstar with Believe Dat. In fact, this was their sophomore release, pre-DJ Premiere, with production by the 45 King and a different lineup, which of course included the late great Guru, then known as Keithy E, and DJ One to Be Down. The band would reformulate into their more familiar guys with the Guru and Premiere a year or so later. Now, before we get back into the 1988 business, let me remind you that at the top of the show, or at the end of the show I should say, we've got some incredible brand new music from my man Habitat, part of the Heavy Links crew of course, also Michael Parkinson. We've got some brand new Beeline flavour that's coming from MC Kells. We've got Atmosphere, we've got Kashmir and Alex Delage, so much good music to come. But we're going to get back into the 1988 story, and we're going to jump straight into June.
about that time to get paid. Get laid, cool in the shade, drink a little bit of lemonade. Let me tell you what I want. Yo, I wanted this to be special, something more than any other feeling that you felt before. Pushing through the doors, I see girls having a good time. I might say a rhyme, old school, new school, no school rule. But other than that, everything is cool. I see guys and girls dancing, doing the new dances. That's a hit while I'm over here romancing. You ain't it's no need to curse. Ask me who she is and let me tell you first. Slow down, be cool, and don't act ill. I came to have a good time, party and chill with you. And don't worry, sweetheart, I'm still with you. And after we leave, we will continue with our plans. My plans are made to be broken, smoking. I'm not joking. Try to diss me and I'll give you a token. Cause I'm the type of brother that can't be stopped. And no matter what, I'm gonna while my mind say, come on. Yeah, come on. You know what? Cause we're the Get Fresh crew. Yeah. Yo, yeah. Now the music is bumping, good atmosphere. Trill and Barry B, they must have beat me here. There in the booth, which is all soundproof, playing dope jams to rock the youth. But the MC on the mic shouted out, we got the Get Fresh crew stars in the house. And as the crowd started breaking, I didn't reply, cause the only stars I know is in the sky. So we continue through the venue, didn't pretend to be nothing but Doug E. As a brother extended out his hand to me and asked me, would I rock the microphone? I just gave him a pound and I said shalom. Sharp as a harp played by a musician. My body tone is like a throne when Calvin Klein, Obsession Cologne, etc., etc. in a cashmere sweater. I'm in a Cherokee, Chills in an Audi, and Barry B is riding with me. You see, we're the type of brothers that can't be stopped, and no matter what, we're gonna while my mind say, come on. It ain't. Now let the beat drop. Pump it up. Yeah.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
You're listening to Kane 103.7 FM.
Rock on, acknowledge my song, bring my posse along to the party, cause danger zone from the heart is in effect. So I say, buddy, study, think and learn, dig the move we made. Stunning those who just can't behave. Discipline, here's a hint, a clue from the crew and too tough. All up in you with the formula coming from me, cause no one told ya of a logo of serious saying this ain't no joke, Jimmy. I ain't playing, I'm hardcore, straight up raw. I'm the overlord, ice door clocking. But no, as if you didn't know, fronting on the scene when it's time to go. Asking for a number from any member of the tough crew band. Remember, jacking on my tip, over tipping my shoulder. I'll be a soldier, a steamroller, smashing those who stand in my path. Counting them down like math, planning, mapping, rapping them down for my part of town. Girl.
Yes, we're back, another verse of rap, another tune, a bar, a star. Yo, the pack is illin', chillin', billin', willin'. So shock, clap, and rock to the point of no return, or to the point of madness and burn. Starters, I call suckers, or a new jack, in case you never knew that, the crew is back. Check out the scenery, Jim. You're not the future, you're history. You try to compete and bust my groove, but when it came to battle, it'll free you. Hardcore on wax and I'll sell it. That's how we roll, so that's how I tell it. Call it dope, call it what you want, but the fact remains we're getting paid up front. Tax free, money in my pocket, trim from the ladies cause I know they jock is superior. On the mic when needed, surprise call, cycles completed. Facts I gather, position is stronger. Remain alert just a little bit longer as I pound you down with the funky sound from my part of town. Yeah.
Spending dough
wasting time on a so-called rhyme, a so-called rapper with a so-called beat. All that shit is weak. Keeping my stand, yo, tell me, man. I can't understand this dude and what we're coming to. What is wrong with you? What you trying to do? Yo! Once again, the judge with the grudge, the jury with fury to stomp on your mug. Yes, of course, a rap course you take. Make no mistake, I caught you fake. BS walking, money is talking. I'll retaliate, but wait for the beat to come back in. Stop slacking off, cause I'm packing gems. Clubs, jams, name them all. We bring down the wall. Down with my boys, cause I gotta be down from my part of town. Yeah.
You're listening to the sounds of Kane 103.7 FM.
Yo, Ron do, what do you know? Another dope beat, so here we go. Phase 1. I gotcha. My wax just spun. Yell for help or call 911. Emergency line. My jam's no joke. I stab with a dagger and cover with a cloak. Cause what I produce is too dope to sabotage. Don't spy on me, cause that's espionage. It's the way I dress, and also the way that I manifest. When I palm you, I'm practically teaching all you suckers what I'm preaching. Don't want to do, should the verse drop? Yeah, why? Oh, cause it's all about with you. You thought I had the flu? I'm not King Arthur, I'm King Ron too. I'm living hip hop and my eyes are brown. Upon my head, yes, I wear a crown. Radio, I know, listen and observe and watch people get things they don't deserve. For an example, break it down. Here's a demonstration. Your jam's whack, but you get rotation. For granted, me, nah, you shouldn't take making the jams like Pillsbury, a piece of cake. You're my royal subject, to me you kneel. And that was a lesson on how to write real. It's plain up, down, back, and forth. East, west, south, and north. Sometimes I listen to the hits of the latest, and also some of rap's greatest. This Kane, KRS, and others, Eric B, Rakim, and the Jungle Brothers. My name's not Jack, and I'm not a new scout, but they were the best before I came out. An original man, I'm the cream of the crop. Yo, it'll never die. So long live.
Kane FM.
Reason
make you run on my troop. Got you in control with this tempo. The momentum made you dance so. Mr. X has got that something. Just assuming that I can rough and hack me. To anyone that makes the crowd out there move. This is not New York, this is England. Going up and get up, not sinking. Pioneers of rap, you clap, you like the jack. So you can slap that on a turntable and get happy. Where am I from, boys? That's right, no wrong, no left way, hooray. I gotta say I do this the best way. It's original, I get tough, I get rough, and I'm down and happy.
Yo, what's up? This is Chrome representing the All C&I, No Half Stepping Records, and you're checking out my man Whirlwind D on the Pioneers Hip Hop Show on Kane FM. Keep it locked.
Kane 103.7 FM, the Pioneers Hip Hop Show in full effect. If you've just joined us for the first time this evening, we are focusing on 1988, celebrating hip hop at 50, and running through some of the key stories and essential jams of the year as taken from the Groove Hip Hop Sales Chart month by month, and in a moment moving into the Blues and Soul Underground charts as well. Remember, you can catch all of our previous shows on the Whirlwind D YouTube channel and some of the really old ones on the Kane FM Mixcloud. First up was the return of Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew, having dominated 1985 with the hit The Show alongside Slick Rick, and then dropped the classic album Oh My God in 1986. Dougie Fresh had been a little quiet, however his second album, although not quite as successful, would break into the Billboard charts in the States thanks to the track that we just played, Keep Rising to the Top, which was number 6 on the 4th of June. From there we hopped over to Philly and one of my favourite crews of all time, the Tough Crew, and their hit single, My Part of Town, which of course was number 1 on the 11th of June. The third track we played in that volley of cuts was an underground gem by Taking Your Business, entitled Long Live Hip Hop, on the Bad Boy Records label, and that was number 5 on the 18th of June. Finally, we headed back to the UK for Overlord X's sophomore release, Roughin' Hackney, which was number 17 in the Blues and Soul chart for the weeks July the 5th to July the 17th. By this time, the torch at Blues and Soul had once more been handed over, this time from Paul Oakenfold to Malou Halassa, who of course had previously featured in Oakenfold's Watopsky column. It was around this time that talk of Tim Westwood's new label Justice began. In fact, at the time in the press it was rumoured that Moni Love's debut with DJ Pogo, I Can Do This, would be the first release on the label. The track itself was a blistering attack on the She-Rockers. However, eventually the record would jump straight to Cool Tempo, and Just Ice would initially release Canadian duo Mishi Me and LA Love. By the summer of 1988, not only was hip-hop as a whole on a worldwide rise, but there were thankfully a plethora of incredible female MCs making serious moves and every bit as good as their male counterparts, with Roxanne Shante and Salt and Pepper both achieving chart success, and many others such as MC Lyte, Finesse and Synquist, Sweet Tea, Antoinette and many more on the rise. Now, before we move into August, I must quickly mention one of the many groups touring the UK at the time. That was, of course, Public Enemy, who were back in the UK in May and June, alongside the She-Rockers, Hijack and Derek B. Okay, so let's get back into the 1988 Flavour, August, and more UK pressure from Gold Top.
Yo, homeboy GT, what's up, my man? Tell me about yourself, man. You know, I come down here. Let me know what's going down, my man. Yo, GT, tell me.
Dr. Computer. My mind organizes my words into rhymes and my cuts into slices. Legendary, that's what I'm gonna be all over the wide world. People will remember me someday, bigger than Big Ben. There will be a monument to this poet without a pen. Blue plaques on the places I live, strange but true facts about the great things that I did, gathered up and written down for sure. My introduction is a declaration of war on MCs and DJs everywhere. Suckers making records who just don't care what they're doing. They may as well be stewing in a cell. So them I say, go to hell. I've got the vocabulary, give out the cabin every time I open my mouth. A masterpiece pops and I'm magical. I'm a radical vendor of verse, the worst, and this is my first. It's my duty to you to co-rock the rhyme and stick it like glue to a beat that will inspire your feet. Don't try to find or it'll knock you in the next week. Dish the press, dish the TV. Here is the news, read by GT from London. Fly the flag, fly girls, it's the new capital of the hip-hop world. Listen up, cause I ain't done, this is my introduction, and I've only just begun to use the mic the way that I like. I'm coming up like a rising sun. I reject those without respect. I don't talk in the same dialect. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but this is my message. In code effect, you're overblown like Al Capone. You reached your limit and you started to grow, but you still want more. You're a glutton for sure, and that's an attitude that I cannot condone. You got a mouth like a pop gun, when it should be like a shotgun. You could be direct if you had some respect. A little grey matter muscle, but you know you ain't got none. Sharper than a heart attack. I'm the first professor, word processor of rap. Sharper than a heart attack. I've got ideas going on for years. Concepts coming out of my ears, and a microphone casting gold. Totally unique, cause they broke the mold on my instruction. No interruptions, please. This is my introduction.
Yo, GT, man, give me some more rap, man. Come on. Show me how it's done.
I never let the rhyme down. I take a mind and a mouth and a funky sound and go solo from city to city. I know my own mind, don't need a committee. There's no one strong enough to hold me down. No one bold enough to take my crown. No one can compete with my renown. Gold Top, G-O-L-D-T-O-P. This is the voice, this is the beat that keeps the mind hopping as well as the beat. My rap has been preserved on indestructible tape, so that people of the future can listen and gape by my ability to express my feelings in words containing powers of healing. The wounds in their life if you're listening close. I am the MC that says the most. I got philosophy, psychology. I qualify for an honorary PhD or the Nobel Prize. But being so wise, I'm the highest of the high IQ MCs.
103.7 Kane FM.
First on the line, multiplying rhymes and by bills taken. When it comes to that your chicken, I'm shaking bacon. One like Uno, clock this rhyme cause you know I'm sporting the fade, not afro, so but the solo.
Pick up the wax, put it on your cheap phonograph and say it's whack cause your sound is just half.
I recommend once again like the last jam, my voice is on task cam. Coming through the speaker, beloved, it's who I am.
The Force and JDC is my clan, plus the Brand Jam Posse.
Understand? Quick as a trick to flick, I'll never be a vic.
So if you try, you die, that's just a choice you pick.
Flick goes my gun as you hear a loud boom.
Pick out your tune because you're headed for doom.
Do as I speak or not at all contemporary. It doesn't jive and soothe like Harry is so very cool and smooth, relaxing. My voice is a time bomb. When the MIC all the phones inside my palm.
The rappers you will never see sweat. This dry idea you will never forget.
We're doing damage. cartoon, JVC will activate. After which we'll elaborate. Putting tracks together, fellow rap groups hate, but they're the kind that the staff of B-Boy Records call great. I'm yet to meet an MC who can hold his own and be bold as he boasts on a microphone. I have tone, a real MC trooper, laying and slaying, not playing or delaying. Got rapper recuperating while rappers keep saying it ain't hitting. Killer ignorant shit, cause I'm possessed to progress, making nothing but hits. A hip-hop maniac, a scholar's drug brainiac. The rhymes are dope and talent's my back, so leave that Bacardi, get your body from Scotty, come to the party. Dance along with everybody and just shut up, I'm dead up. You got me fed up? Lift up your head so I can tear the show up, we're doing damage.
Kane 103.7 FM.
I'm a solo poet, that means I rock alone. If there ain't no mic, give me a megaphone. I still move the crowd, make them scream out loud. Keep showing my stuff till they totally rap. So I'll lend the lyrics if you lend an ear. Like 7-Up, I'm clean, I'm crisp, and I'm clearer than most MCs, or should I say wannabes. I'll take a one-on-one, better yet in threes. I'm a South Bronx resident, that's quite evident. Me run for prez, I don't wanna be president. I'm poetical, not political. This priority one, that's critical. We're coming off like clothes off a stripper. Girls so hot, you see smoke from their zippers. I'm cold chillin', just like a villain. For sick MCs, Ron, the lights, penicillin. I'm gonna cure you. I'm sure there's a few who pick up mics and wanna do what I do, but don't try it. You'll end up flat on your back. In other words, New Jacks. On the strength, I'll go the extra length. Ronda Light's been rocking rhymes ever since he was 10. But that was 10 years ago. I've earned the right since then to be considered a professional. Me, I'm not an amateur. And priority one is here to damage your mind, your body, and soul. Which means we're gonna take control and unfold like paper. Minus the wrinkles, the beats like ice cream, rhymes are like sprinkles. If I want, I use a comb for a mic. You wanna lick? You wanna lick? You wanna lick? Psych, poetical Prince, grand supreme on the throne. Like Patti LaBelle would sing, I'm on my own. But yo, that's half true. I brought the whole crew, JV, Naquan, Speedy B, and Louie Lou. We came to terminate those of you who perpetrate. Word to Herb on the strength, I couldn't wait to entertain you and give no slack. And if you say I give slack, if Ronda Light was spaghetti, Smitty B would be sauce. But I'm the grand supreme, and Smitty B is the boss. Navigator of the fader, kicking the cut, Smitty B. What? Show 'em what's up.
Kane FM.
Question, I'm taking the time to make a small suggestion. Write a will for your founder's conveniency. Rappers I serve without mercy or leniency. No frame of mind, no heart, I'm relentless. Step to me, I'm knocking you senseless. I planted my seeds, so don't try to uproot me. You do better trying to straight up shoot me. I'm not just a writer, I'm a real idealist. It won't be long till you're trying to steal this. Make your head swell till your eyes start to dilate. Yeah, sucker, you better not violate. Not one MC in the world, I'm afraid. I had you screaming my name like a girl when I slayed her. This is the long, cause I can't take a short take. Soft the cream between pieces of shortcake. There's no chance of you having a mistrial. The very next time that I get dissed out, sit back and write a rhyme stronger than Hercules. Funky boss, I go back and I circle these. Put them together, fix the conjunctions, and I'm a boss rhymes so my brain malfunctions. Dare to degrade my name, that's perjury. Wars declared, so prepare to have surgery. Cut you with a rhyme of such a high fidelity. Give a kick like a roll and use it soft as a melody. Since you chalk, my rhymes will erase you. Want a piece of that ass so bad I could taste face, you face rappers from whack, ill to even notorious. You may be clever, you be never victorious. I feel free now that I cleared this. How could I fell off, boy? I helped pioneer this. Boy, I helped pioneer this. Boy, I helped pioneer this. Violators, I go victim when I hear. It's like sick 'em. I transform just like a Decepticon, and once I step to your boy, you're about to be stepped upon. Say rhyme after back, so consecutive. Appointed raps chairman, the highest executive. No time to grieve, you won't believe I slapped you. Change the time frame and still barely capture. Ask him who's the dad, and if they're not saying me, if he wasn't deceased, then he gotta be paying me. I'm super superb, Mr. Fantastic, no relation to drugs, but this is dope on plastic. Don't try to play heroic and be Mr. Brave Man. My rhymes become a whip and beat you down like a slave hand. If it's what you deserve, I serve you with justice. Being sharp as a pen, I still can't bust this. Just name one time that Shan got jetted on. If you did get light, boy, then who you think shed it on? My rhymes so your mind is like a breath to freshen up. This is not a threat, feel free about stepping up. Once I'm on, I'll think about getting off. Play me closer out of post, and I bet that I'll be letting off. Rap is a game that you shouldn't indulge in. My rhymes are so good, they keep my pockets bulging. Do you like to sit back and ride around like this one? Relax, grab the Buddha, and proceed to twist one. My thing your mind is one to your boys, nice knowing you. The next time to see you, I'll probably be hoeing you. Cause I write rhymes in more than just 2 scoops. And Puma's the brand, cause the clan makes troops. There's no competition, cause there ain't no calm. Up around with this and get a mud hole stomp. I feel free now that I cleared this. How could I feel all, boy? I helped pioneer this. Boy, 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 I helped pioneer this.
Hey yo, this is Phil Most Chill, still out to kill, and you are listening to the Pioneers Hip Hop Show presented by Whirlwind D on Kane FM. Get busy or get lost.
Welcome back to the Pioneers Hip Hop Show on Kane 103.7 FM. Tonight we are telling the story of 1988 through the music and some of the key events of the time. We're using the legendary Groove Hip Hop Sales Chart as well as a couple of other charts as our guide and our anchor, selecting chart entries from each month to tell our story. First up was the number 10 sound from Blues and Soul, August the 2nd to the 15th, and that was a track called Introduction by Gold Top. Now Gold Top was one of a growing number of UK acts to score a US distribution deal, in this case through Idlers. The record itself was mixed by Richie Rich, who by this time was a serious name on the UK scene, having jointly started the G Street imprint alongside John Baker, which would provide an early home for the likes of the Stereo MCs and the Outlaw Posse, and of course his own music, having moved on from the spin-offs days. He was of course at the time still a radio DJ on Kiss FM, which would eventually lead to his Rap Academy show in the early 90s. Next up was the title cut from the JVC Force's debut long player, Doing Damage, which stood at number 2 in the Groove Monthly chart for September, as published in Soul Underground. Sticking with Soul Underground for a moment, we then skipped over to October's number 15 sound, the brilliant Louis Vega produced I Can't Go For That by Louis and Ron Delight, aka Priority One. Finally, we rounded off Procedures with a 12-inch mix of MC Shan's I Pioneered This, which was number 1 single for October the 25th in Blues and Soul. Now, the big news at the time was the recent 4th New Music Seminar battle in New York, which was eventually won by Mikey D. Previously, it had been won by Grandmaster Kaz, Busy B and Melly Mel, and so legend has it, the defending champion Melly Mel wasn't given the chance to defend his title, and so Mel decided to step up and take on Mikey D, despite Mikey D having just won the belt. Now, as to who won this secondary battle, it depends on your perspective. It is said that the crowd gave Mikey D the title, whilst others, including Mel and Kaz, gave it to Melly Mel. Either way, Mikey D remained the official New Music Seminar champion for 1988, got a replacement belt, and cemented his name in legendary history. And of course, Mikey D went on from being a solo artist to work with Main Source and much more. Big ups to Mikey D. Also worth mentioning at the time is Herbie Lovebug, whose latest proteges Kid and Play were blowing up the same way that Salt and Pepper had the year before. And finally, before we move into November, the tail end of 1988 would sadly see growing violence at hip-hop jams, despite hip-hop's chart success with groups like Rob Bass and Easy Rock and many more. Now, one of the most notorious examples was the murder of an audience member at the Dope Jam show in Long Island, featuring Boogie Down Productions, Eric B. and Rakim, Kool Mo D and Dougie Fresh. Now this of course would lead to conversations of the banning of hip-hop gigs and eventually lead to the creation of the Stop the Violence movement. In the UK, there were also some artist-related incidents at the time, one of which involved Hijack and EPMD going head-to-head at the Rush Management Party in October. But more on that another time. Let's get back to the music and the tail end of the year.
Yo, Trav, watch this. You gon' get loose one time.
I come original, indication is a must. I'll be embalming fluid like dust that slow your brain, throw your brain, move it off traction. A change of pace, a certain action becomes the right flow. You want a battle? Try tonight though. My style smack your face, silly dilly. What are you, dally? I use a bronze style, not from Cali or Philly. Philadelphia, but I fell for your wicked whack style, roach. You need to know my secret skill, pattern, twist, trail behind. Different from whack MCs who tried to copy, slap me down. My rhythm's wrong, but my verse is long, non-stop. Like music, non-stop. I'm not craft work, I'm here to drop a bomb and rhyme and words out the box and shake and make them seize. Like a magic trick, watch my rhyme stick on. And if you try to bite, you'll get sick on. Verbs and nouns, paragraphs, syllables, prefixes, mixes, on time. With the south and tempo, but the beat excels and get hyper. I shoot them seeds popping like sniper. Off the stage for a check 1, 2. Are you ready? I'm prepared to step to any duck who tries his luck to wish to match and catch the lyrics of the master. I'm Kool Keith, I'm the wizard. On the microphone, I get ill.
Word up, Keith, ill. Hey, yo, Trev, man, busters. Keep asking me how you mastered the vital strikes in the microphone. Go for it.
Well, I'm back. The true rocker from feeling it. Time is up. Time to reveal the simple way I rock the chopper rhythms. Fast or slow, here's what I give them. A fresh style, new technique to move your feet, to beat the weak. You're not complete, fight it, and the more I'll bury ya. Cause mass confusion, mass hysteria, frenzy. Whether it can or can't be, shall be, will be done. Ready or not, cause here I come. With full force, stay atomic. Take your brain and then chop it. Up, down, in, around. Break it down, feel the sound. The very last compound of rapping the sucker duck. You fucking still punk, the sunk, the drunk, the funk, the rhyme, they stunk. Think about the lyrics you want or wish you had. For the pattern, level of frequency. Think of me every time you ever thought or even hear me rap. Trap to attack the whack slap. Germs who can't and won't try to adapt to a style. It takes a while, like a child, fragile. But for philosophy and text, the dreams to rule the mic. Think twice or consider some advice. Take a loss, but of course you rhyme the soft like butter. Why suffer like any other? Come on, brother. I had enough of fools trying to rock with cheap metaphor. Stay simple, cause it's better for you, your crew, your group. Cause I'm waxing, feminine, masculine, with no discipline action. My son, feel the fashion of my language is to have one different type of rhythm each and every time. Lyrics and theory could not combine the rapture or even settle the score for the simple metaphor.
Yeah, #1 rap group in New York City.
Bring on the orchestra. Returning once again, the rap veteran. Praise top 10 of all the better men. The legendary creator, lyrically acclaimed #1 innovator. Rapper with lyrics that smoke like a chimney, enhances the mind like the sound of a symphony. Lyrics delectable, taste impeccable, routine mean. I'm a rap fiend, thinking about a battle, no sense in trying. Like sticking your head in the mouth of a lion, dying is the end result. Don't you know I strike harder than a lightning bolt? Pick your head up, sucker, and pay attention. I'm getting large, I've been benching. You're like a chicken, volcanic membrane. They'll remain, keeping you sane. With a dash of excitement, you'll feel entertained. I'm somewhat a poet, like Shakespeare, a writer. The opposite of boring, a party igniter. Boosting spirit, lifting willpower, spicing the tasteless, sweetening the sour. I'm straight up, I ain't here to fool ya. Get your brain out your pants and act like you know Junior. Now, I'm gonna co-break wild. Go with the rhythm and flow with the new style. Go with the rhythm, flow with the new style. Go with the rhythm, flow with the new style. Go with the rhythm, bring on the orchestra.
103.7 Kane FM.
This is the preface, preparatory to apprehension. Approximate, irregular verse, to form a subsection. Just like a photo, a frame with an A-frame. Action so dope, you need to shoot with a sounding. Get up, solo. The gramophone on your jacket, try to follow, but you last like a roller. Form on symbol, just like a board game. Initiated by the flight in the dials lane, constantly regarded. For the phrase of slang, but I'ma somehow force those thoughts to go bang. You score a zero, well over pillow. You need a hero, not a thrill, but a silhouette. You'll go back to the booth, get a slip trip, grip to the hip trip, dip with a flipper whip. Visually strong, picture pose of Polaroid, image of boy Floyd, colors and import. Needles are threaded, appreciated by dope taste. Tested for taste, you should arrest in the toothpaste. Technic I paste, a frequentation of fresco. Appear I say presto, magician suggests so. Suggested that you rest, you pass the post. The post is past the shots, it's time to pose. Projecting, Jay's a sucker slayer. Sound stars are sweet, you ride to find the layer. The flight is right, the types of pipe colon is right. I get high, I get high. Confronted and wanted to flaunt it, but now that you torn it, you bought it. And I'm a unicorn, you blow your own horn. Select, protects, and collects while I flow. But I'm a go-getter. I'ma get him and go to the dark room. Clouds of the boom zoom. Tether together, develop fully in full bloom. Technical merit, I gain a 12 and a 10 mark. Chip to the code, try to board shoulders off. Sap suckers a see. Picture that with your lens ring. Compare your steps that you take, bring you 2 wings. You heard what I said, the ones that keep you afloat. Sap suckers will sing from the flood that I wrote. And it's a lyrical miracle, critics are critical, Bibles are biblical. Praise the do so you get the lyrical. State the case from place to place. BB, you suckers still at home base. It's time to get off, sap. Let's go. Something expected when I decide to flow. The flight is right, the types of pipe colon is right, and it's right. I get high, I get high. So you joke, coke or smoke to poke, you go for the quote. No, you can't catch a cold quote and their addition. Dismiss decisions, causing collisions. First force to flirt with the flyers, flues, with the plummet. Purposely corrupt on dudes, tied tethered together. When title was severed, go diving and float on the smoke for my pleasure, then choke when I broke. Just proceed to smoke. After lyrics I wrote, D-O-B-E, dope. Assess you best, suggest you retirement then. You go cool and calm and recoup with them B-Duke. Dope, don't doubt but say, shield counts my hands, was a bull. I'm a brave, cause yo, I'm the acquainted. No, I'm not claimable, Holmes, that's a ball move. You ain't capable, dope. Or hyperduke is told before proceeded to pan comes the obligatory code. And I'ma bring my boil, slice all as I talk. Suggest you best suffice, I'm raw. And I'm a rip, sip, not trip. Not don't nip or lounge, I go kip. Adjust the clip, hit, don't pull on tip. Grab or grip, don't flip or I'll whip. I get high, get high.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
you're listening to Kane 103.7 FM.
It's time for another rap prodigy of lyrics with a 20. I'd have 90s, filling my pockets to the rim like grim. Don't let the lack of muscle fool you, I ain't hardly slim. Cause I'm capable of attacking your nervous system that responds to the stimulus. stimuli when I transmit it through an audio implement. Wisdom is infinite. Too cool posse is the next black syndicate. Making a crowd for affirmative action. Do you want to get hyped? Just start climbing to the bounds of talent. Sequence for one purpose, that the money you pay for the show is quite worth it when the bass plays the place, pain starts peeling. Like on a Ouija, you be dancing on the ceiling. Code going A to the tape without a debate. Rewind the rhyme one more time so you can translate. Waited a break into a formative routine. Pressing ideas and make it smile like Dentine. When I'm on stage, I'm thinking like Lincoln. Beat is so funky, it starts thinking with the power. Declaring the illogical membrane. With lyrics from my book like I said, I'm gonna remain. And this ain't spot till hell freezes over. I stand my ground like a militant soldier. Protecting the vines of those who wanna stand upright. They yell till the rafters break. Do you wanna get high? Make the sounds for a stage show. Won't give a sample till I say so. I determine what's going to be written. If the drums ain't bumping, it ain't hitting. Cause I want to feel the bass drum smack the floor. Ricochet, hit the walls, come back. Strong like a permanent crease, cause it'll never cease. Sit down and score this one for the marquee. I'm not the music throwing you a curve and no way that you can dodge it. Cause I'm a hit a nerve with the track of drum. Put away that drum, cause when it crack like a 40, you're gonna wanna taste something, pain your system. When hype beats rule ya, like he called, but don't let the smooth taste fool ya. Cause I'm gonna change up, rearrange and make up a different style and take it to you straight up. But need I dwell on those who try to refuse it. No need for breeding brag when time speaks in my music. Once again, I journey back in the old school. Grab it from the uptown, and I'll show you a brother. Tapping it hard on the SP. This is Marquis in a Dooku posse, bringing it to ya. Yes, we're gonna soothe ya with something funky that I know is gonna move ya. Do you wanna get hype?
Hey, this is legendary MC Silver Fox of Fantasy 3. I'm listening to Whirlwind D. Let's get it.
Kane 103.7 FM, the Pioneers Hip Hop Show, doing its thing. Don't forget you can catch the Pioneers Show live on Kane FM every 4 weeks on your FM dial at 9 PM on a Monday or via the player at www.kanefm.com. Also got to big up my Boot Records fam and their show, which is every 2 weeks on a Wednesday at 9 PM. Check out the Kane FM schedule on the website for details of both shows and much, much more on Kane. So we find ourselves at the tail end of 1988, and first up you heard a track by Ultramagnetic MCs called Simple Metaphor. In fact, this one is an unreleased acetate, although I have to say there's a cheeky little white label doing the rounds with it on. It was most likely recorded as an exclusive for Chuck Chillout, but the reason for me playing it is to celebrate their incredible number one, the all-time classic Critical Beatdown, which stood at that number one spot in the weeks November the 8th to the 21st. Now the reason for me playing this particular track is I know that YouTube probably won't let me upload Critical Beatdown, or at least a track from that album, but this particular track that I've played was recorded around the same time, I believe a little bit later, but around the same time in 1988, so it means I can still celebrate what is one of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time. We then switched to another number one track for November, which was Tila Rock's Flow with a New Style, a brilliant single from a slightly disappointing sophomore long player, which would see Tila Rock switch production from Mantronic to Todd Terry. From there we moved into a brilliant UK jam on the Justice label, Trouble's I Get Hype, before rounding off with Trenton, New Jersey crew, the Too Cool Posse, and a track called Do You Wanna Get Hype. Check out our New Jersey show for more on Tony D and the Trenton scene. So by the time 1988 drew to a close, hip-hop had truly proliferated, and the year saw scores of brilliant albums, many distributed or released by major labels, and hip-hop looking very healthy, but unfortunately plagued with worries about violence at gigs. Hip-hop was also very much on the up in the UK with a strong cohort of artists like MC Merlin, Stereo MCs, Hijack, Demon Boys, Richie Rich to name a few, flying the flag. Now the UK had also birthed the first dedicated hip-hop magazine back in July. That was Hip Hop Connection. It's of course worth noting that 6 months prior, The Source over in the US had started its newsletter. However, HHC in my mind was really the first full magazine to launch. In addition, hip-hop was also on the TV via Ensign Radio initially, as well as shows like Behind the Beat. So despite claims in the early 80s that hip-hop was a passing phase, all indicators pointed to hip-hop being firmly planted in the mainstream. Okay, so that was 1988, and of course there are lots of records I would have loved to play. I mean, 1988 couldn't be 88 with Public Enemy and their seminal album It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. That of course needed to be played, but for reasons I explained earlier, we couldn't play it on tonight's show. But that said, we focused on the underground, so it was you know, the selection was the right selection for the focus. Okay, we're going to move into the brand new music now, and there's some seriously good music out at the moment. So first up, my man Michael Parkinson has a new album about to drop on Boot Records. Going to play the track Kept Going. There's a video out now, please support it. Parky always smashing it, and this track Kept Going is absolutely insane. We're then going to move to the next release on the Beeline label. That is legendary MC Kells and a track called Just a Page. That's just dropped. You can catch that over at Hip Hop Bebop. Hit up my man Sean Dowling to get your copy of the new Kells 7-inch single. We're then going to move into Habitat 617 of the Heavy Links crew, featuring Lee Ramsey and Scorsese, and their brand new 7-inch single The Settlement, which is out on Boom Bap Professionals. I believe there's a very limited 7-inch pressing. You can catch that over on their Bandcamp. We then move to King Kashmir and Alex Delage and their latest track Most Blunted, which again is available on Bandcamp. Absolutely incredible track. Hope that gets a vinyl release. And then we're going to round things up with my favourite, I should say one of my favourite US crews, the Mighty Atmosphere, and a track from their forthcoming album called Bigger Pictures. As always, a huge thank you for locking into the show. It's always a pleasure to spend these 2 hours reminiscing on hip-hop history and the wonderful culture that we have around us. Until next time, I leave you with the mighty Michael Parkinson.
Cause I can delve in the suck issue. Others think just to put it out you need a publicist, when I'd rather find the time to have some fun with it. I never was concerned about the following, acknowledging the obvious to cater to the audience. But I ain't trying to front like I'm unfortunate. I'm thankful for the art and that is why I'm still recording it. Still rock the same name as the host, one of the GOATs. Never really said it to gloat, past the remote. Never catch me aiming the toast, let it be known, cause I'm prone to do it alone. Speaking of dope, kinda like the reefer I smoke, a teacher to most, so I had to teach him my code, each to his own. But I'm kinda eager to know, I'm eager to go. I done it when I E for the flow. Rhymes dangerous and haphazard. I'm back rapping and I'm back at it like I was a craftmatic. The passion that I got, men can't fathom. The they all lack it and they can't grant the full package. I told Tagger when it comes to the beats and breaks, trendsetter when it comes to the moves I make. I get it done on my ones for the lump sum, and in the scrums for the funds, cause I want more. You want war, you best be ready to die. I'm letting it fly and anyone can get it tonight, alright? I let it float like a shuttlecock. You say you hard but you soft like butterscotch. Butter soft, I can make it flip and make it somersault. Like I don't give a fuck because I'm confident. Still overcoming many obstacles, cause I'm still really doing what I gotta do. It's logical, the follow through is never the same. Whatever it takes, I done it to forever remain. Yeah, we don't stop, we keep the bang bang bro. We don't stop, we don't stop, we won't stop. We keep the bang bang bro. We don't stop, we keep the bang, keep going. We don't stop, no, we keep the bang bang bro. We don't stop, I can't stop. We don't stop, I can't stop. We won't stop, keep going.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
You're listening to Kane 103.7 FM.
Yeah. Thinking of my bedroom surplus, busting a cuss, incredible rhyme flows of poetry, truly so marvelous, blowing my mind. Introducing me to inner life rhymes, big up to Terminal, cause a gift comes once a lifetime. So when I talk about gifts back to Serps, that's short for surplus. His poetry always work cause he be making me laugh when he was spitting something witty or deep, uncontroversial, the wicked in the city. His penmanship was elite, master rhymer, true spit kicker and slicker back in the time of the dark and cold videos, rhymes on Soldier Click or just chilling, watching Shotters, the movie Mashed Up was sick. Last collabo with Spit Kickers, produced by DJ Beans, forever in my top 5. You done no scene car, it's just a page of his life that I got, the magic moments that I spend with him, and that's a lot being said. It's just a page of his life that he got, the magic moments that he spent with him, and that's a lot. It's just a page, y'all. Just a page, it's just a page, it's just a page, y'all. He spoke of the life and times of being a street soldier, stopping searches, UK lockdowns, yeah man, Serps told ya. Another story about living in East End, dodging the beast and picturizing all his words within an ink pen. Might be starting our beans, looks like his brother Marvin, to the point he thought to buy him a drink, beans started laughing. Surplus was a pseudonym, rhyme skills he was doing them. He made a rapper sound shit that flows out pooing them. Taking his time, learning his craft, syllable machine gun. Standing out within a cipher and I've seen some. Captivated, truly underestimated Valentine's you, whose lyrics can shoot and leave a rapper wasted. Was cold blood, but a soul that was old blood, cause no man thought they was the best and then full blood. A lot of rappers got put in their place by this humble MC spitting flames hiding his face, because it's just a page of his life that I got, the magic moments that I spent with him, and that's a lot being said. It's just a page of his life that he got, the magic moments that he spent with him, and that's a lot, I know. It's just a page of his life that we got, the magic moments that we spent with him, and that's a lot being said. It's just a page of his life that he got, the magic moments that we spent with him, and that's a lot. It's just a page, y'all. Just a page, it's just a page, it's just a page, y'all. Just a page, it's just a page, it's just a page, y'all. Just a page.
Kane 103.7 FM.
Cut a motherfucker down, the king of nowhere. Cut down in the underground, unexpected encounters in desert tents. Better bent the words on the drum, accept the settlement. Roots deep, feet planted in sediment. Live from the tar pit, sink with the dragon bones. Fossils calcified, alibis, the shadow grows. It's too dope. I woke up in the catacombs or catacombs. Let's be honest, these rappers goons. I scatter runes in shattered tombs under acid moons. A classic tune, too soon to be battered. Hammer the last nail into coffins at a rapid rate. They only want to rebel, protest and agitate. I want to study complex puzzles. At least they can't say I procrastinated, sat and waited. I played my part and earned a late rep on the acetate. Latee.
Strange how the whole world has changed. Me, I'm calm. See the cards that we get dealt, we can't read it on a palm. And the pigs are still filled, send them back to the farm. I had to drop a real one, I couldn't deal with all that drama. Still searching for glorious days. Maybe you read 2 books, but there was more to the page. Stop trying to tell me about your status matter. You're dead inside your mind is a wall like in Jacob's ladder. Talking about word did I say how so? Before the room becomes smaller, get out the eye small. Be around people that like it and make it smile. Or stay away from people that's evil, that's what they're foul for. So get outdoors, let your air in. Put a mask back on your mind if you're scared then. Socially sitting in silence, for me that's too more formal. Scared to be human, maybe we crazy.
Yo, I spit giant flying fireballs, shoot barbed wire made of iron ore. You got a rabbit's foot, I wear a lion's paw. 6 of them around my neck, I'm slick bricking them. Pick them off like apples and I'm rainbow kick flicking them. Fly kicking them, tackle them like it's Twickenham. Dipping feet first in piranha tanks, then I'm ripping them. You can ask Armitage Shanks to see how I hit on them. I got a few bars to kill your cognitive dissonance. Cough, spit and piss on them. And if I'm missing them, I step back, reposition and take a piss again. It's a Zilla with the hot sticky phlegm. Jumping out the helicopter with Donnie Proper and them. Hop in the Lincoln, I got an atomic watch to sink them. Rappers are my kids, money I think I shrink them. You think you're sick but you don't have the symptoms. My shots are instant, I drop a body like the Clintons.
I rap with the passion. It shines so bright.
Kane FM.
Break it, scrape it, lick it, smoke it.
The most blunted in this ish. Got the universe in the roach clip. If life is a joint, you better smoke it. Start traveling space in the mirror. Checking your unraveling face up in the vortex. Mandala effect up in the cortex. Armored insects up in your forenecks. Blessed by the gods of the green. Teleporting me from here to an opulent scene. Vibrations, the ultimate fuel. Traveling the multiverse in the ultimate duel. You'll be living in perdition if you're hollow and cruel. You'll arrive at heaven's gates if you follow the jewel. Steady pace through the space-time continuum. Never been afraid of black holes, we flying into them. Bet you wish you never fronted on a cat. Me and Alex, the most blunted on the map.
Switch the pitch and spit raps and sonar. So far, MCs come like roach card. Never nothing good when you try find one type glum. Half these cats are plants like Trigun. Fashion them, past the blend, back in 10, passion 10. My kicks time, skip them out of blend. Yak and ping, what's happening friend? This your old pal Alex. Surf through the static and search your next planets to win habits. Smash badniks, beat down Robotnik. Beast mighty, kill stars, word to hyperbolic. Quite astonished, sniping all your profits. Sun crash your gate, then I'm off in a rocket. Drop it from sunrise to nightfall. Break backs of bats and snatch Victor's eyeball. Who is it? The wizard. Coming live from the sewer pipe. The one true king of Tenkai, Chi Budokai. The most blunted on the map. Alley Cat and Big Galak.
If you become a pothead, you have the time of your life.
Is that true?
What would I do if someone offered me these drugs? I'd tell them to take a hike.